Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Life with Shabomai. I'm recording this on the day after Christmas, so I might look a little bit beat up, okay? Now in this video I'm going to be telling you about my experience and how getting off red meat, okay, for the past 6 months, how it has changed my experience with periods and cramps, okay? If you are watching this from YouTube, welcome back to another video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and interact with the video as well. If you are watching this on TikTok, hi, what's sweet baby? Okay, now, personally, for the past 6 months, I've not been able to consume red meat. Even yesterday when we went out for Christmas lunch, I did not touch red meat, okay? However good it looked, because I know how that has changed my life, okay? So for those of you who are new here, I have PCOS, and that automatically brings all these other problems. And for a very long time, I have struggled with cramps. I've had terrible periods. Even before my period, I would get cramps, okay? I would get really bad cramps, like, okay? And I realized I was having a lot of bad PMS symptoms, okay, and I would cramp right before my period. And I was like, listen, of course I did more research into it, and I recommend you do that as well. If you have a problem, educate yourself on what the issue is, okay? So I took the initiative, I started to look into it, and I figured out red meat was a problem of mine, okay? I talked about my PCOS. If you have PCOS and you're struggling with weight loss, there's a video where I talk about the foods I cut out, okay? So red meat is a big problem, okay? And let me explain to you why red meat is a problem, okay? Now, voice note, let's switch it up, okay? So red meat contains omega-6 fatty acids that have pro-inflammatory effects on our bodies, okay? And red meat has arachidonic acid, which is one of the polyunsaturated fats found in the fat of red meat, which makes your prostaglandin levels in the body go up. And when too high, it leads to severe cramping before and after during your period, all right? I know this looks delicious. Don't get hungry, you're allowed to, but focus on the point of the video, sweet baby, okay? So studies also indicate that consuming high concentrations of saturated fats found in meats like bacon and fried foods can worsen the inflammation associated to PMS, okay? And another thing, avoid poor quality cooking oil, okay? That's why on my channel I talk about a lot about olive oil. If you can afford it, trust me, it's worth it. I know I'm in Kampala, it's expensive for no reason, but get it. Make that sacrifice for yourself. You can also use it for your skin. Personally, I also use it to remove makeup. So avoid all those little things, all right? Because they are working for me. Elementary, okay? So that alone is going to cause you to get bad cramps. So when it comes to your period or before your period, red meat is not good for you, okay? And omega-6 fatty acids, you can find them in red meat, processed red meat, things like fries, all the unhealthy foods, okay? Especially for me, I have PCOS. Naturally, my body does not like such food. Simple as that, okay? So I have had to cut out meat, and my body has been happy. For me personally, I have definitely been able to change the way I experience my periods from the time I cut out red meat, okay? And I know many women struggle with this, okay? So you might have to experiment, okay? Because personally, when I realized that there is a great relationship between the red meat and the PCOS and the PMS symptoms and period cramps, I immediately went ahead and cut out red meat, okay? And immediately, my very first period, I had a great experience, okay? And right after I cut off red meat, I missed one period, okay? So my next period was very smooth sailing. I didn't get the PMS syndrome, and of course they were there, but not that intense, because it was like a month of me cutting out red meat, okay? So since then, I've not been able to experience the mood swings that come with the PMS, okay? I've not experienced like major breakouts on my face, and it's been very amazing. Do I miss red meat? Yes, I'm an African woman. I miss red meat. But if I have to get rid of it for me to be able to experience life happily, I'll continue to stay away from red meat. And I'm very proud of myself for that, because I've been able to comfortably stay away from meat, and my body has been happy since then, okay? And periods are very uncomfortable, okay? And if you can take out the red meat to make the period more comfortable, I would recommend that, okay? Now, I'm not telling you to change the way you eat or whatever. This is for people who are actually looking for a solution. For me personally, red meat was a problem, because soon as I stopped consuming it, I got changes immediately, okay? My experience during my periods, even right before, has been amazing and very comfortable, okay? So I just wanted to come here and share with you guys. Look into some of these things, do your own research. Don't go by things influencers are telling you. Influencers are out here to sell products, okay? So understand that sometimes the solution can be as simple as tweaking your food, okay? And these are things I have continued to learn about myself, okay? This is coming from a woman who has struggled with PCOS, and you don't have to have PCOS to be affected by red meat. As I said, red meat is pro-inflammatory. Now, if you're consuming it, of course, there are other foods that are pro-inflammatory, and you need to do your research on them to make your periods more comfortable, okay? Life is already uncomfortable enough. We don't need the period pain adding onto the uncomfortability, okay? So I wanted to recommend that, and I hope those of you who have been looking for a solution get to try it out and get the results. Bye.